everyone. Welcome to our third episode of Skeban International. I'm Jenn. That's Sayaka.
こんにちは。Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, it's noon here, lunchtime, but すごい時間通り。
Yay! That's right. Yay!
This is our first week with a guest. We have a to get started, Ohkanda Riki. Welcome to our podcast.
Yay! ようこそおいでくださいました。
So today we're going to in TV for decades now. Oh my God, we're so old. We're going to have basically a film theme for the show today. But before we get into that, Sayaka, what did you do this week?
What did I do this week? 何したっけ？チャイナタウンに中華料理食べに行った。
アメリカの中華食べたい。
そうね。で、チャイナタウンの中華料理はちゃんとした本物の中華料理だから本格的な。あとなんか面白いのが行ったことないんだけど、たくさんそこにいろいろ他にも中華レストランがあって、で、一個だけRush Hour を撮影したロケになった中華料理。そうのレストランがあって、on the building, they're like not hesitating advertising about it. They're like, this is the location, the film by Jackie Chan, Rush Hour film. Like full sentence on the wall, and it's kind of hilarious. So yeah, I like going to Chinatown and like just kind of like eat there and also like take a walk and like, stroll down the town because it got some like historical buildings and it kind of makes you feel like you're in LA but you're outside of
Rush Hour was like
sure.
My boyfriend at the time was named June. He wasn't Chinese, he was Korean, but his name was June, so everybody was calling him Juntao the whole time. Like, yeah, it was really funny.
ラッシャーはあと日本でもすっごい人気だったよ、確か。
そうなんだ。
すっごい人気だった。そもそもジャッキー・チェンが人気だから、やっぱり。
Maybe more than in Hong Kong. I guess that's everywhere for Jackie Chan.
I mean, Jackie craze is like, I think it's crazy. だってモノマネ芸人とかあるじゃん、日本。ジャッキー・チェンの。Like, only does なんかね、ジャッキーちゃんっていう名前の人、確か。
I love
ジャッキー・チェンのモノマネしかやんない。
I love like changing the intonation. So like, so KY, when I first heard his email address, and it's like KENTAKEY, and somebody goes Kentucky, and he said Kentucky.
Yeah.
I think that's so fun. It's a stupid joke, but I love it.
Yeah, no, it's easy, but it's funny. Works every time. What did you do?
I went to the baseball game last week, remember?
Oh, yes.
先週の放送の直後っていうかその日に。So, because my kid loves to go to baseball games. She's like a sportsman, right? Like but she's a sportsman. So, she plays all the sports and she loves to go to games. So I'm like, okay, I'll take you to one more baseball game. で、ファンクラブに入ってるから、無料券は一つ余ってて、使わないといけないって。So we were driving to it and I'm like, そういえばなんかね、シーズンもすぐ終わるし、ネットで買った方がいいかもしれないって。I started to look at it and it's like, もう満席。like, oh dear, we're almost there. Well, I guess we'll just go and hopefully they have a couple tickets left. But then, like, 道間違えて.
Oh, no.
And so we end up, like, really super late, right? Not after the game, but just later than I thought we could buy tickets. So I kind of told her, like, we might not be able to get tickets. And she's like, sorry, baby. So we park and we, like, run to the ticket counter. And I'm like, do you have any tickets left? And he says, 会員証ありますか? So I give him my fan club 会員証. I think we got the last 2 tickets in the stadium.
Oh, wow.
Because the person next to us buying at the window, he's like, う席がなくても大丈夫。立っても大丈夫なんで。
ああ、
So
なる
he
ほ
must
ど。
not have had like any seats open, right? Yeah. So we are so lucky.
立
And it
ち、
might be because I was trying to buy
Yeah.
online, but I couldn't like log in. But I had the seats selected. So I'm thinking maybe like it saved the seats for
Oh,
us.
I don't know.
Because it's selected so no one else could buy it.
Right,
And then
right.
we got there and I had like released it, right? So maybe. But and then we got to go on the field too because it was like one of the last games and
Yeah.
あと勝った。
あ、
これ
おめで
大事。
と
いや、私はライオンズ見に行くときは勝つ。もう、
へー
どんなに負けてると思っても、最後の最後、もう9の裏で、and like we're way behind. And then like there was this one time we were way behind and I'm like, okay, we're gonna go home because we have school tomorrow and we are like walking out of the stadium
うんうん。
and then sayonara home run
わあ、すご
and we
い。
won.
So you're
Every
amused.
single time.
You need to let them know that you're actually amused.
They need to give me season tickets or something.
Yeah, they
but
need to know. They gotta appreciate you for what you do.
I have not been to a game where we've lost, and we don't have a good record. Like as a whole, the team doesn't win.
あ、待って、西武ライオンズ、ごめん、パリーグだった、セリーグだった。I always
Party,
forget.
party.
パリーグ。パリーグ。I see, I see.
Yeah. So but this time too, we were way behind until like the 5th inning,
Yeah.
and then we had 2 like really close calls. Like one of them was reversed, and that kept us on bases, and so we were able
Oh,
to
I
make a
see.
comeback. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was really a really good game. And the kid, oh my god, the kid stayed in her seat the whole game. We went
Wow.
like potato 買いに行った時以外は she stayed in the seat. She watched the game. She loves to like do the like
マッ
応援。
チ。あ、うん
no, she
うん。
wants
応
to
援
sit
団
with the 応援団。応援団のとこ座りたい。So she's like ずーっとなんか嫉妬みたいにそこに座りたい。
すごい。すっご
So
い
we
ガ
have
チ。
to find a way to sit with the 応援団 someday.
Your daughter is ガチなファンだ。ガチ
She's
ファン。
so gachi with everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wow. That's
All
awesome.
right. Yeah, that was my week. But I was so nervous we wouldn't get in. And like we drove there and I paid for parking. Because like まあ普通の駐車場いっぱいになるから隣のお寺、お寺は多分もうお寺のほとんどの営業は
うんうん。
野球の駐車場だと思うんだ。
なるほど。あ、だから
I
they,
never
they
saw
don't
anybody
care.
come to pray.
あ
It's a big like temple, but you don't really see people there. And I've been there many times, like, because it's really cool looking actually. So I've been there besides baseball, but I never saw people pray. But they have so much parking for the baseball fans.
That's good. And then it's good that like they also know that like they're allowing anybody to like park on their property and they also get benefit from it.
Yeah, dude. We're paying like 1,000 yen a pop, right? They have that land anyway.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that was my week, I guess. Oh, I played mahjong. I did so much commentary. It was a really busy week, actually. I almost died Monday. I was just,
no.
like, passed out. Like, no, I'm just too tired. That's not like really. Like, I was doing. So we had 5 streams in 4 days. もう解説は over
Oh,
2
wow.
channels. で、それプラス群馬の大会があって、それ新しいトップリーグにもう東京だけど参加して、So I only slept like 2 hours a day, maybe. 千葉で通訳の仕事が入って、で、そこからもう、
よくできたね。
帰ってきて、もうぐっすり。I just went into a coma. Okay.
あれみんな場所作ってんのかわいい。ポテポテ。なんでそれなんでこれSorry. 猫はでは猫 things.
Is it cream? クリームちゃん？
クリームちゃんだよ。クリームちゃんはお母さんから離れたくないみたいです。
かわいい。
しょ いいよ。ここでもちょもちょもちょもちょもちょと遊ぶの。
お母さんが今忙しいって分かってるから頑張ってほしいんだ多分。
その通りです。もうちょっとでもミーティングとかオンライン。
We're fine? Yay!
I guess sites because yeah, my cat always wants to be on my lap only when I'm streaming.
You have a cat too? Wow.
It's very messy in my house.
And a dog, wow.
Is Airi welcome? No, you.
Yay, Airi.
I don't know. What's up? What's up, Airi? Are you able to talk? Talk now, Airi?
Hello.
Airi
Hi.
is our producer. She does all of the tech stuff and is here with us every week. So once she's available, she's going to give us, since Riki is like probably the most as far as my circle goes. I think that Airi had an memory about a kimono at one point, so we'll have.
Yes.
Hold on, I think she's messaged.
気になる。
Is she not part of the sound?
She's restarting the setup. Let me look at the YouTube. We can talk about cats a little bit more.
Okay. Here. This is Cream.
Hi, Cream.
So this is Cream. Cream is one of 3 Sphinx cats that I have. We have Sphinx cats only because my husband has allergies to cats.
Oh.
Kind we can have, which is kind of good because otherwise I'd bring home all the cats because I love animals so much. But this is the only type that he can handle. And Sphinx cats, they can't go outside. They need to take showers because they sweat just like humans do.
Oh.
They're extremely loving, so they love to be with you all the time. And so if
I
I
was
have
gonna say.
yeah, he just
Yeah, he looks
loves
so
people.
snuggly.
I know, he looks so affectionate, which I don't usually see that in cat behavior. 大体の猫がこっち来ないでみたいな感じなの。
いやでもうちもすごいかまってって。
We can now,
Oh, there's
yes.
Airi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I think, okay, we got it all figured out.
Okay, good. So you were going to tell us about your kimono story.
Yeah, I think because we might be talking about kimono today, right?
Yeah, a little bit. We'll definitely bring up kimono for sure because somebody's wearing a kimono right there in the video.
Yeah, there's no way we're not going to touch on that fact.
And I'd so love to wear kimono more often. Yes, when I was living in Brazil, we had, well, they're still held, of course. We had a Japanese festivals. So I went to a Tanabata Matsuri with a friend of mine who dressed up in kimono. And she dressed me up in one of hers. So we went matching. Like, I was red and she was blue. And we had, like, the matching fans as well. And that was such a sweet memory that I remembered. Because we were talking about kimono earlier.
That's awesome. Do you have a photo?
There might be a photo.
I want to see that. What a sweet memory.
Yeah. Was it kimono or yukata?
I think
have you a kimono or yukata?
I think it was yukata because it was like in the summer in Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really yukata would be much better, I think.
すっごい暑いと思う、夏の着物は。
でも夏の着物はね、量とか下がありまして、風通りがいいですよ。だから普通の人はとまた違って、風が通りがよくて、涼しいですよ。
Yeah, it's like mesh, almost like it has.
そうなんだ。知らなかった。
And then in that way, it's like being under a shade, and you just have the air going through.
ああ、なるほど。
なんか曇らない。
うんうんうんうん。Is is that what you're wearing right now? It's kind of like a summary. No, that's
This
it.
it's a hitoe, which means that it's used during early autumn. That said, there are many kinds of hitoe, and this one too, it allows the air to come through. So it's not quite
Oh.
the same as gauze, which would be for summer, but it's just one rank more for cooler weather.
I
Right?
see, I see. すごい。
There are many kinds of kimonos, so yeah.
And so many like seasonal different fabrics and things. We had to like so I had to miss so many fabrics to like feel and because mostly the kimono class they're also like selling kimono.
I
So
see.
they
あ、そうなのね。なるほど、なるほど。まあ、商売だからね。そうなんだ。See, like, I don't know anything about it at all. I love that you guys are educating on my.
I don't really know that much. I'm just
No, you definitely know
pitching
so
in
much
the
more.
anecdotes.
私よりはめちゃくちゃ知ってると思うよ。
I took my daughter when she's in 中学生として they said it's the first time they ever had 中学生 but she wanted to learn. I was like, I'm gonna go learn. Do you want to come? So we did that together. We took
可愛
like
らしい。
maybe 1年半ぐ
あ
らいからな。
結構長い。
そう
すごいね。じゃあ本当に
なんか袋帯まではできるように。
すごい。じゃあもう本当に Your daughter also was like really into it. She really enjoyed the class, huh?
Yeah. She was thinking of becoming like kitsukeshi, but it's a little bit expensive to go there.
Yeah, I heard that it's really rare and difficult to
And for
say.
like,
Yeah.
there's different levels too, right? So the lower level is not that difficult, but when you
I know Kitsukeshi that lives in Orange County, and Japanese government なんか忘れちゃったけど、すごいなんか
yeah, they have like the
そうそう
kente.
なんか敷居が高いっていうか、そうそれを持ってる人に。
Yeah, the first level of that is like you cannot have a mirror and you have to wear it's just the normal like taiko usui. And you have to do that within 30 minutes with no mirror and it has to be like straight and everything. No mirror is pretty
Yeah,
is
it
pretty
sounds
difficult when
very
you're still learning.
challenging. That's like the first test you have to take.
Well, the first test is after like 4 classes.
I see.
So you're going for 2 years already. So.
Oh, okay, okay. うわ、すごいね。
I mean, like, まあ、授業の中のなんかテストみたいのがあるんだけど、それは別に不合格があるわけじゃなくて、
なるほど。
ただやってみようって感じ。
もね
なんだろう、目指すものがあるために。
すごいね。なんか、あれみたい、看護師みたいだね。看護師もなんか、絶対何年か学校通わなきゃいけないとかあるし、すごいね。I didn't know it's that deep and like a layered. I knew it was very difficult, but yeah, wow, it takes a lot, huh?
I mean, to be like, yeah, like famous kitsukeshi, but just to wear the kimono, it's just one class and I mean, most people, like, when they're growing up, right, they learned from their mother or they learned from, at home. They didn't have, like, the class to wear a kimono, like, in the past, right?
I didn't.
No.
I think I was a very different generation, so...
I'm talking about before your generation.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't think any of us, like, did that.
No. I'm talking about, like, when kimono was a normal wear.
Yeah, that was
before
like
the Western clothes
regular
were common.
clothing. Yeah.
They're not taking a class to get dressed in the morning, right?
No, definitely not. That was definitely something that everyone knew how to wear them. Yeah.
So it's just wearing it is not, I feel like it's not that difficult, but there's a lot of nuances and a lot of culture and stuff that you can add to it.
Right.
That's my take. I don't know. But Riki knows more because she's
Yes,
has
obviously.
a massive, she has a もう着物の部屋、私の子供の部屋よりも広い着物ばっかりが置いてある部屋。
すごい。
それはうちの主人のおばあ様は神楽坂の芸者さんで、それでもう何百枚も今でも残っていまして、本当に素晴らしい着物が多いんですからね。助監督として、やっぱ自分の普段着の、なんていうかな、衣装っていうか、ユニフォーム。As an assistant director working in film, what you wear every day is you're wearing jeans and a black t-shirt, and that's it. And so I had nothing else in my wardrobe. But grandmother, she took one look at me and she decides, you are going to be my segare. right? So I have to learn everything that she knows.
Oh.
And so she started piling on me all sorts of information. How to wear the kimono, how to wear it, use it, even though I don't possibly go. But grandma's kimonos, these fit just fine. It's because it's the method of wearing that she taught me. And it wasn't telling the granddaughter how to wear the kimono. And so even though I don't have a specific kind of a certificate or anything like that for films, there's no requirement to have any sort of license in order to do the everyday, daily sort of.
Really?
Oh,
The
of course.
license is so that you can put it like on.
I see. So they don't really like care about. 知らなかった。NHK の時代劇って大河ドラマとかですか？わー、すごい。
忠臣蔵の恋とか、そういうスペシャル
なるほど。
半年ぐらいのそういう期間のドラマだったりとか、I didn't work on 大河ドラマ specifically though, no. So up to television, that sort of thing. But yeah, you don't need any particular sort of like license in order to wear a kimono. You can wear it just like you do jeans.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
That's incredible.
it's fun though. And as a result, I do have all these hundreds and hundreds of kimonos, which are all given to me by
That's
grandmother.
incredible.
And
Wow.
some of the smaller ones are now in my daughter's closet.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because she's very petite, my daughter.
I hope that the next generation enjoys wearing them and doesn't have to think about them as wearing something for a special occasion, or you can only wear this, only wear that, because it's simply not true. You can wear them out shopping or go out for a coffee with your friend. And these days, I like to say that it's very nice that you have things like Instagram and things like that. Young ladies, especially, they're interested in wearing interesting clothes and experimenting with fashion. So kimono are a part of that now. So I'm seeing more kimono than I did maybe 10 years ago.
I agree. I see a diversity in fashion now because of internet, and I think that's definitely a bright side of having like internet. Yeah, I've seen like a couple of young Japanese ladies like wearing kimono every day, like regular clothing, and they kind of like put their own twist, like なんかレースだったりとかフリルだったりとか、なんかロリータっぽい格好してるけど着物だったりとか。It's very fascinating.
It is. It's wonderful. And it's amazing that this is going out to the whole wide world. Because I like to reiterate that these, for the most part, kimono they're not ceremonial garb. This is not something that we're stepping on some ancient god's toes or anything like that by wearing kimono. It's just clothing. That's literally kimono. It's actually just clothing.
Yeah.
And as a result, I mean, the Japanese people that I work with, and I've been here for 25 years wearing these clothes, they not only love it, they'll ask me to teach their daughters because they have skipped a generation. The knowledge has often skipped a generation. And they like seeing how foreigners, people who are in other countries, will use kinds of fabric in order to recreate kimono and yukata in their own way. It's fascinating for people here. So I hope that more people in other countries can also enjoy this.
そうですね。There's a little Tokyo. There's a little Tokyo, the Japantown, basically, in LA, and I would see like non-Japanese girls. They just like wearing yukata and just like hanging out, and I think that's really cute. And like they want to like learn Japanese culture, so like they will wear yukata and they hang out in Little Tokyo, kind of like respecting and having fun learning like those culture. I did not see that like decades ago, but now like it's kind of becoming a norm, and I think that's really beautiful.
Yes. It's
Of
wonderful.
course, there are certain ceremonial kimono, but those are, they have different markings and different things. So.
They're not as common. I mean, it's like wearing a three-piece suit. If you wear a certain kind of like,
I think like
it's like that level.
Maybe even more. Like you're not gonna get a hold of those by accident, right? Like, they're very expensive, and you have to usually have them specially made. So.
ジェンは結婚した時に 着物着た白むくとか。
今の夫は式を挙げなかった。
ああ、そっか、
だから何も
そうなんだ。
してない。
うんうんうん。
一人目の夫、一人目は着物、なんか二つ、
うん
普通の白い、
うん
なんか結婚式の着物
うんう
と
ん、
色直しで振り袖の、なんかすごい可愛い青いやつ。
なん
なんか多分その青いのは、Facebook にアップしてると思う。
本当？あ、見てみようじゃあ。
Yeah. Or later, I can show you the picture. But I really liked that one. 白いのはなんかあんまり because I didn't want to wear the wig. And a lot of times, like the foreign wife is made to wear the wig so that they have black hair. For,
Oh.
Not as much anymore, but especially in the past, it happened a
No.
lot. I heard.
I did wear 白むく the wedding gown. だけど、私もなんだっけ、文金高島だ、なんかすごい白い布をかぶさってるやつと、あとカツラで昔の、なんていうの、言葉忘れちゃったけど、あるじゃない。私はどっちも嫌だったから、I knew 絶対似合わないと思ってて、どっちも。丸顔だから、あんなんかぶったら、I'm gonna look like a てるてる坊主. It's like, why would I have to like look not cute on my day of getting married? So I requested, like, can you do something with my hair? And how about instead of like a traditional headgears and things, like maybe we can put like a bunch of white flowers as like the hair accessory so that it kind of like, like a new take of that traditional kimono, 白むく look, だから私それやったんだけど。
Yeah, so I got like some kazari in Asakusa. And it was maybe a little over the top, but it was, yeah, I had a hair and makeup artist, like I brought them in.
Yeah,
普通のなんか式場でやったから、本当はそこの使わないといけないんだけど、
なるほど。
シオンは別でなんか撮影とかで知り合った人を連れてきて。
It's your wedding day. If you don't go over the top on your wedding, where else can it be over the top? Like that is the day that you need to be over the top.
I mean,
you know?
Yeah. It might not have been traditional, but I liked how it looked, so I didn't do that. But we did like 人前はやったかな、神道の。Drink sake and stuff like that.
私もそれやった。
But did you have a wedding, Riki?
Yes, let's see. I had it over in California because we went to a family reunion at the time. And so it was just my family. And it was interesting because I did wear a kimono. But instead of, you know the tradition of the white tsunokakushi, right?
Tsunokakushi, yes. That's what I meant, yes. Did you wear the tsunokakushi?
Well, here's the thing. What's interesting is we have something similar in Hungarian culture too. But it's also, tsunokakushi, it's like, you're hiding the horns of the bride.
Which is so funny.
It's adorable. But what we do is we put flowers on here, and you also say the same thing in Hungarian too. You say you're hiding the horns of the bride-to-be. It's not, but it's effectively the same thing. So I had flowers over here.
面白い。
可愛らしいでしょ。
可愛らしい。しかし失礼なね、よくよく考えたら角とかってなんか、like
いやだよな、角が何悪いの？
ね、men can be a demon too. Like it's just the girls. Like I don't think so.
No, I think the girls now they like to. It's very cute to have.
Yeah, we like our
可愛い可愛い。角カルチャー。
Okay, so we've gotten like very much into kimono, which this conversation is really fun. But we also really want to talk about the work that Riki is doing as well. So I'll start out by explaining how Riki and I met. And actually, like, a lot of it is so long ago that Riki doesn't even remember. But we both came to Japan basically the same time. I think she's just 1 year older than me, and we both came for college. So 私は上智で、Riki は ICU.
Oh, ICU.
Yeah, so we came at the same time. We were both working in like the foreign talent agencies and like doing extra work and going to auditions and all this. So we saw each other at many gemba and audition and things like that. Like I think I do remember we went to karaoke one time.
I don't know if that was for work or for what.
No, I don't know what it was for, but it was, we went to like some izakaya and then we went to karaoke.
いいな、楽しそう。
そしてブランクがあって。So I was like working in mahjong and Riki actually moved away from being on the camera so much. I moved into the director, AD director role. So she was working more behind the scenes. And なんかもっとすごい正直 than like the extra work and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
So I first want to hear about what took you off camera onto behind the scenes.
Well, initially I started working in on television as an extra because I had done film. I did theater before I came to Japan, and that was the only thing that I could understand because everything was in Japanese and I didn't really speak the language. And I had to pay for university somehow. And at the time, being an extra on television was actually quite well paid. So I think it was something like maybe 5,000 yen per day, which is very, very
Yeah.
It was
We
quite
don't even get paid for that in here nowadays.
No,
That's
we don't get
crazy.
paid for that anymore in Japan
No,
either.
no,
It's
no,
like
no.
じゃあ、
like 1/5 of that when you're lucky.
Yeah.
じゃあまだお金があった頃だったんだ。
そうだよ。25年前だったからね。
そうか。
で、and what I figured out as I was going through this and starting to learn Japanese and starting to understand what was going, the scripts and the television shows that we were on, it was very scripted. And they were mostly lies, right? So what it was is there were supposed to be these cultural exchanges between America or Hungary or Japan. And we were both in the position of being a daihyo for countries, right? And so all the information that we were required to say, it was pulled out of somebody's rear end.
Oh!
もうやらせだらけ。
It was always yarase. And what I learned little by little is that people who are watching these shows, they would なんか真に受けるんですの。
そうですよ。そうですよ。そうですよ。
That people think that people are saying on television these funny, ridiculous, kind of yarashi things are for real. And then that made me think, it's like, well, if that's the way people are taking in this information and they don't have any other sorts of information, then the correct choice is to make the information correct.
そりゃそうだ。
And so it was about the time that I graduated university that I had been offered from my friends who were working in film. They were offering me, would you like to try AD work? And I knew nothing about it, but I was like, all right, fine, I'm graduating and it's either this or I'm going to have to become an architect. So two offers. Yeah, it was very unlucky.
そのやらせだらけで特に覚えてる番組とかってどんな番組ですか？
特にないけど、でも若い女性だったらその出演する番組はもうちょっぴりなんていうかな、やらしいんですよね。
ああ、ちょっとエッチな感じの。
そう、その内容がすべてエッチだったりとか、
へえ。
汚い内容だったりとか、ああいうのはちょっと嫌になったんだ途中で。多いんですよ。
多い多い。日本は多い。
もう今はもうないんだけど、当時はちょっと多いんですのね。
Yeah, it was a different time. It was like 無法地帯だった。I think it was 無法地帯 at that time, the Japanese television industry.
But I mean, it's not limited to Japan though. So if you're a young lady, that's the fun bits. That's what everyone wants to hear.
Yeah.
Right? So who's watching is other young men and other ladies too, of course, but other young men. So they're looking and they're like, ooh, boobs. Boobs are fun. And they'll love
Boobs are fun, yeah.
It's just the law of the land, you know, we being human and all.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that, like, for me, the really, like, もうショックになったのは when I was young and naive was 未来日記。昔あった未来日記。
あった。なんだっけ未来日記ってドラマ？
It's like, it was supposed to be like, まあ、相乗りとちょっと似たようなテーマ。So they have like a 日記。They hand the 日記 to the two people. で、次起こることが書いてある。だから未来日記って。So they have to follow the journal. Like, so it's been rebooted lately, but this was the old version. And there was like one story between the Japanese man and the Taiwanese woman. And I was like, 初めて多分日本の番組を見て感動したの。Because I watched the video in America when I was in like Tandai. So, で、それ後からやらせだって知って、今ね、聞いては当然のことなんだけど。
そうだね。
当時は、あれそれも全部、セルフ全部決まってたっていうこと？ And my friend is like, セルフのレベルじゃない。Like every hand movement like そこでもうショックになって、
じゃあ、相乗りもあれだったのかなあ、もうわかんなくなってきた。I was watching 相乗り a lot. Like, that was like, みんな見てたよ、当時。で、なんか、
相乗り、I have two friends who are on the show, so I will ask them how much was yarase.
Oh my god,
Because
yes,
I think,
please.
yeah, some of it maybe not complete. I mean, there are some cases where maybe they can like do sodan, or we did a lot of variety shows as well. で、言うことは全部決まってたわけじゃないんだけど、とりあえずいくつかは決まってて、で、それで途中から話してもいいような雰囲気もあったりしてたから。
なるほど。
But mostly like the things that you said, and like ここは変な日本人とかそういうの。
そう。That's what I was going to ask. I was wondering, like, you guys are referring to that show because I do remember watching the show. And was it so? It wasn't like an actual thing. That thing was all written, and then あれフェイクだったってこと？すごいね。
Well, we were not on that show compared to shows that we were on. It's very likely that all of the big things that were on camera to be said were already decided. That weren't necessarily scripted. But yeah, like I was saying, Koi no Karasawagi wasn't that scripted actually.
そうなの？へ
それ2、3回出たけど、そっちはそんなに、まあ少しはね、相談したりするんだけど、事前に。Like, but yeah.
But that's what I ask you to like fill out like a survey アンケートって言ってなんか事前に書かなきゃいけない。で、それでなんかミーティングしてみたいな感じでしょ。That's my understanding, like when it comes to 日本のバラエティの撮り方みたいな。
Yeah, so the part that's like the problem with the yarase that I felt, that Riki mentioned and I also felt was that they want you to say like, もうアメリカ人だから怒る and like things like that.
なるほど。
And like even if this but you have to say all of America's like this to すごく
Right. That's そうだ。ちっちゃい国だから島国だからそういう感覚がないから I think that's like something that you only get unless you like lived in the States. Like I experience my experience specifically because I live in LA, and as Japanese immigrant who's used to this like culture, you know, like in the States, but Alabama, Arkansas, it's funny that I'm only like mentioning the States with the A. But you know, like their experience is completely different, and they are different than mine. So like, yeah, you can't really say as an American we do this. Like that's never a thing.
Exactly. But I think it's 大阪と東京全然違うし、鹿児島だって違う。
そうだね。
沖縄も全然違う。なんか沖縄のお墓までは全然違う。
そうだね。
お墓、like ありえないじゃん。半島とかだと。Yeah, so like, but one thing that's similar is many Japanese people, everyone thinks the same as them.
そうね。
Is the impression that I get. But I see so many differences, so I think that this kind of show would be.
そうね。
I think it's an interesting quirk of the Japanese language that there's a lot or Nihonjin toshite that it doesn't actually mean what they're saying, but it's sort of like in English when your friend is talking, they don't understand it, you'll say to each other as English speakers, you'll say, hey, speak English or something like that. Even though it's not a jibe, it's not like it's ways. Even Japanese people together, they'll use the word Nihon demo Nihon de wa. They'll say Nihon de wa ko nan desu yo, onagai ne. And it's another person well, we'll also say, じゃあ日本人はと俺だって日本人としてこう思ってるんだいっていうような
確かに。
this. And more often than not, it's not actually.
違う、全然違う。Then somebody always goes like, honestly, when they say honestly, I'm like, I'm gonna watch out for what you're about to say.
Yeah,
Or
that's
like,
true.
yeah, and then I think like Nihonjin toshite, it's like one of those words like, okay, here we go. It's like, let me hear what you have to say. I'm ready to fight, you know, not to fight, but like I know what you're going to say. Like once you start off your statement with Nihonjin toshite or Nihon de wa, I know there's some kind of like,
It's gonna be wrong.
like the wrong thing or about.
A shout out to the chat, Shanghai Cowboy and Twitch. Thank you so much. So liberating hearing both languages on equal terms, like the Japanese spirit and the so much. It's really nice.
ありがとうございます。
So
嬉しい言葉を。
that's exactly what we want to achieve with this show. So it's very
Somebody
nice.
got it. ありがとう。素敵。
Okay, if somebody asked you, Riki, to give just one story about the 25 years you've worked in film in Japan, what is the one story that stood out the most?
Well, one thing that I do like to say is that movies, just because that's the circle I run in. If there's a job, which is a television drama, and we'll come to the end of the 3-month period, and then someone on this, then I'll go along with the next project, and it will go on along to the next project and to the next project. And these things happen as a result of the camaraderie that happens on film sticks for foreign films. But since this isn't a multicultural, sort of like cross-cultural dialogue, the one thing that I do remember very well is when an American movie, which was, it's already been released, so I guess I can say it, Snake Eyes came to film in Japan. And it's, no, it wasn't American. I think it's a Hollywood film, but the production, everyone was from Canada.
Okay.
And they came to Japan to film a large portion of it. They had already filmed most of it over in Canada, but they wanted external shots and anything that they could get, which was, they wanted a more Japanese-y feel to it.
Okay.
We traveled all around the country, very many different places that we were filming at. And what was interesting to me is that they were portraying Japan, but I have no idea where they got their information from. It was like everything was wrong. Everything.
Whoa.
Wrong. So the food that came out as at the time I was a second assistant director. So a second assistant director is in charge of running the set between the actors and the let's see, the costume department and the hair and makeup department. So I'm aware of generally what's going on there. And as someone who's worked in film doing kimono kitsuke for decades, I was the liaison between the kimono and the very foreign costume department. The costume department had all these interesting designs that they were going to use for kimono. But the characters, for example, would have been like traditional tea masters and traditional this and this and that. And none of them were actually wearing kimono. It was an amalgamation of something which I'm not quite sure what it was, but it wasn't Japanese and it wasn't really foreign either. And
it's like AI, AI to make it.
Yeah. It's like all the 90s film and television in America when they're supposed to be set in Tokyo, everything is wrong. So I'm imagining something like that. You will see the sign up 居酒屋とかレストランとかなんか何この漢字漢字これみたいな。Like, what kind of font is this? You know, like they just put their vibes there, just their vibe and idea of like, I could tell like they've been thinking like, this is good enough, you know.
Somebody over there thinks it's all right.
So
it's okay. I mean, like, understand if your market was America, like for example, especially in the 90s films at that time, we didn't have the international distribution that we have today, right? So when they make a story about some other random culture somewhere, it's not necessarily likely that they're going to get it to that country in the first place. And so they're not really thinking about distribution there. But when you have something like which you're already going all the way to Japan to film, and you have people there, the experts, they're not even the experts, the average taros you have on the show. You can ask anybody whether that's correct or not, and they didn't even bother. And if I did say something, they'd be like, yeah, well, and so no one paid attention anyway. So.
Oh, so fascinating. Y'all like spent all that money all the way to Japan and you still did everything wrong. It's kind of talented. That I don't
skill.
Yeah, that's a special skill that I do not respect. すごい話だ. That's very interesting.
Well, it's interesting, especially in light of the era that we're living in now, when everything's accessible on the internet. So if you don't know, it's not that hard to ask someone. It's right in front of you.
Yes.
And if you know, like, how to put on a kimono, you don't have to memorize it, but you have to be aware that other people do know who are on the internet. So you don't have to be an expert in the thing, but at least have a little bit of respect for culture as it is before you jump into something like that. So, but yeah, it was a very learning experience.
Oh, wow. That's wild. And I'm sorry, like second AD itself is such a hard job. You basically have to run the show and you are also running around. And on top of that, you have to do that like a cultural, like the police, but that's a lot of work. Wow.
Well, actually, I'll tell you this. An American film set is not half as difficult as a Japanese film set. So I had a lot of time to just sit down. I had a lot of time to talk. There was a lot of time to just kind of, I don't know, just waste time. Whereas in a Japanese film set, there is no time. We're 3 hours behind. So everything you do is constantly. You're filming from 6 a.m. until 2 o'clock the next morning, and then you have a half an hour of sleep, and you get up and do it again.
And we don't have SAG, so even the extras are there.
There's no union. People here are protected. Yeah, in that sense, yes, yeah.
So I mean, when I was on the American set, it was actually quite easy. So,
that's amazing.
Sitting there looking at the costumes and laughing, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, true. I worked on The Grudge, and the working conditions were just so different, like down to the food that they prepare. Because usually we're getting cold bento, and not even the good bento. Sometimes you get a really special bento, but
oh my
if
God,
you're on a SAG movie, then you get like warm, hot lunches.
Yes, I was gonna say, so タイラー・ペリーの私の師匠がタイラー・ペリーのネットフリックスのドラマにレギュラー出演してて、今年の初めに撮影した時に私がアシスタントでアトランタの Tyler Perry Studio, I went there and then like helped and supported my mentor like get through the filming. But oh my God, their craft service was one of the best ever. It's always hot from the morning, lunch to dinner. I was getting served. And the last day of filming, their craft service was like really good because they're like, this is the last day. So like there's some kind of like, ありがとうみたいな、なんか特別な日だからって。Our craft service was like surf and turf. There's a steak and lobster. Who does that? That was the meal on set. I would take a picture of my food like every day. I was like, this studio just treating people like so nice.
I remember one time I was the only actor on the set, and it was all like crew. And so they got like a nicer bento. It was like a sukiyaki fu bento de atakakatta, and I was so excited about that. Like,
yeah, I would be too.
There's no surf and turf.
そうだよね. No, still sukiyaki bento is amazing though. Yeah, but yeah, そうだね。お弁当だもんね. There are people cooking outside of the sound stage, so that was really awesome.
No, we get a lot of the people who do extra work in Japan get really turned off to obento. Like overall, even the good bentos start to look kind of bad once you're tired of bento.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Wow, 面白い.
And what are you working on now, Riki?
Right now, let's see. The one project that's being publicized right now is I'm working on a documentary about Japanese sake.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's planned to be out next spring, and it's about the history and the culture and how to enjoy sake. So not just drinking it and not just how it's made, but what is the cultural what do you say? The film set. What is the film set on which sake appears, and how can you best enjoy that? How can you best share it with other people, and what do you do with it to make it branch it out on an international stage? So that's fun.
That sounds like a movie that I'm going to like jump to watch. 私は鹿児島出身なので、焼酎蔵がすごいあるんですよ、地元に帰ると。で、今年の4月の半ばに、日本に帰って、その実家の鹿児島に行った時に、焼酎蔵に3回ぐらい行って、だから I love those, I love learning about the history of like how sake is made, because like there's a lot of details goes into it. 職人さんがやっぱりこだわりとか歴史とかがあるから、it's I love like learning that. I love going to the factory and then see like things getting made, especially anything to do with alcohol. So that's 楽しみ. You said it's coming out next year?
Yes, we're going to be premiering it probably in Annecy in France. First, but it'll go abroad. It'll be.
楽しみ. And sake is also it's been already popular here too, but if you go to any Asian restaurant, they always have sake and the cocktail menu that it's like a very creative cocktail menu that made with sake. So I feel like that movie is going to be received really well. A lot of people I feel like going to be interested to watch it in here.
I hope so. This is the target audience for this particular project is a foreign audience. So of course we're going to Yaku Yunyu because for reasons.
そうですね。
It's for people who want to know more than just than the average YouTube video.
Yes.
And want to be able to appreciate it, and then above the appreciation, they want to be able to come back to Japan, hopefully come to Japan, and one day try all these different kinds of very niche sake themselves. So it should be easily explained for an international audience.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds, yeah, it's definitely going to be successful in here, I'm sure. Yeah.
Do my best.
I wanted to ask you about an anime that you made.
Okay.
Chibihamu Jushi and Me.
Oh!
アニメも作ってるんですか?
Kind of. It's
She
complicated.
can draw too.
What?
She's like the Renaissance man. She can do everything.
待って。I saw her Twitter and then you were talking about October 10月神無月って言ってなんかイラストとか Did you draw that?
Oh yeah. Well, yes, but it's not really all that great. It's just
No, it was great.
Oh.
And then I had a feeling like it was all made by you, so I wanted to ask, wow, women of many talents.
No, in AD work, you have to learn to do everything. You're all departments.
Very true. You have to know everything. Yeah, that is very true. I feel like if you ever do like AD work, you can do anything in the world. I feel like
You should learn a lot. That's true.
mad respect. I only done AD like for a small set for like short film, but I was like, I do not wish to do this. It's not in me. It's just not in me.
It's tiring. You get tired. You get burned out if you do it for too long. So
You have to have a very special skill. Yeah.
So what is Chibihamu Jushi and Me? Like,
Okay.
it's such a funny name anyway.
Originally, this was a story written for Reddit. So back in the day, I was also on Reddit way back in the day, but I'm not there now. But what it was, it's an amalgamation of an experience I had when I was a university student, and it's essentially a true story. And I have a cousin who occasionally comes to we would come to Hungary to visit me, and then came to Japan to visit me, and she was everything an American tourist shouldn't be.
That's funny.
Everything wrong with an American tourist, she was, and she came to Japan with all these like preconceptions of. She liked anime before school, so we both liked Sailor Moon, right? Loved Sailor Moon, and so she assumed the whole wide world in Japan was Sailor Moon.
Oh.
here and she instead of, I guess she was under a lot of stress, but she got here and she was angry that it wasn't the way that she thought it should.
そういう人いる
So
よ
I just
ね。
wrote down all this stuff in my diary because I have so many diaries. Oh, goodness
面
gracious.
白い。
But diaries everywhere, and I wrote all these down. And so there, after she went through kind of a transformation. So when she first came to Japan, she had a hard time.
うん。
So through it, though, she met people in my life who I also are still friends together, or I'm sorry, they're still friends now, or they're still family members now.
うんうんうん
And she really did, through that period of 1 month, go through quite a transformation from someone who thought only the entire world existed in her head
うんうんうん
and it revolved around her,
うんうん
into
うん
someone who is interested in other cultures, in her health,
え
in
す
her
ごい。
and everything. So it was quite actually an interesting story. And so I put this together in a number of chapters and I put it on Reddit, and Reddit loved it. And I think it was about 2 years later that a friend of mine who was a producer was working. I'm sorry, at the time it was illustrated too. So I actually had story. It had like everything was a character, and I drew
う
the
ん
pictures.
うんうん。
But
漫画みたいな感じですか
it was more like I did have a couple manga
うんうんうん
manga pages, but generally speaking, it was more. It was just illustrated, and I would like
ああ、な
link
るほど。
illustrations.
うんうんうん。
The thing is, one of my friends who was a producer wanted to do a project which was an experimental project. So we would have real actors, real live actors in a space,
Mm.
and we would have them act out the scenes, and the people who were acting we'd motion capture that and then put it into a computer where it would become an anime.
すごい。
We didn't draw the anime, but I drew the initial characters and the character design within the constraints of what we could do at the computer at the time. This is before AI and all that. We were like 7 years ago, I think. And so we filmed it based on the Chibi Ham story that I'd written for Reddit a few years before that. So because our motion capture wasn't like it is today. It was very blocky. We couldn't left or right.
うんうんうん
We had to put our arms up like this in order to move, and it's very awkward looking if you look at it now. But it was the first step in what eventually turned into a different film. Something as the technology progressed, that became a live action. I'm sorry, it became a full feature-length film, which debuted at Annecy, not Chibi Ham, but it was the same project, same sort of project system that we developed. And that same project system is also part of what we're doing now for the Sayaka documentary.
なるほ
So
ど。わ
really refined.
そうね。なんか、巡り巡って必ず。
本当に。
すごい。
So, I mean, if you want to look what it looks like the seeds of what it used to be, it's
I
probably on
would
YouTube.
love to. And you know what? Like the motion capture at that time was like a junky, you know, but like now that it's like years later, I think people would appreciate だって味があるから。全部一緒じゃなくて昔のタイプだから逆にそういうのが好きな人もいるし私もそういうのが味があるやつの方がなんか何これってなるから I think there's still like legs to it. That's incredible. Wow.
It was fun. Yeah, it's a fun project.
Yeah. ずっと口開きっぱなしだ今日なんか You just like keep surprising me with like all the knowledge 着物のルールとかこれやってたあれやってとか It's just 番組やらせだったとか My mouth is just like
I was really excited to have Ricky on. Like so many good stories to tell. Like we cannot. I mean, we'll have to have her as a guest on like 4 more times. I think to get through.
Oh,
Even
I agree.
like 10% of the stories I want to hear.
Yeah, this is not enough. I have a lot of questions I want to ask about the Japanese TV industry. So,
Yeah. Do you have any questions? Because we will move on to the game next. If you have any more questions to ask, we have time.
Actually, お名前について聞きたくて、リキっていうのは本名ですか?
Oh, it's complicated. So, well, I have a Hungarian name.
Okay.
Yet I was born in Chicago.
Okay, okay.
When you're born in Chicago with a very complicated name, they will give you an adana.
なるほど。
Our English language loves adana,
うん
right?
うんうんうんうん。
So that very long and complicated Hungarian name became Ricky by the time I was, goodness, maybe even one and a half or something like that. So I don't remember when it became Ricky, but when well, it's actually kind of a long story, but I used the Hungarian name, which kind of sounds Japanese.
Yeah.
It's the name Haruka.
おお、本当だ。
Sense in Japanese, it doesn't make sense in English though.
うん
So
うんうん。
Haruka became Haruka, which was Ruka, and then Ruka became Ricky.
なるほど。
Okay. And of course, at the time, Ricky Lake was a very popular online
Yes.
at the time. So I was also Ricky.
Yeah.
When I first started working in television, I used the Hungarian.
Yeah, for what they want from you,
It was easy
especially.
for them
Yeah,
to
yeah.
understand. And then, then after I got married, my name it became quite long. So the last characters of my name are Ohkanda, which is 3 characters.
かっ
Whereas
こいい名前。すごいかっこいい名前。
thank you. But it is staff when you have a staff and role.
うんうんうんうん。
Are between 3 and 5 characters.
そうか
You
そう
don't
か。
have 6 character names.
No, that's true. Yeah,
You could
we
technically,
could. The rare.
But-
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't want to stand out that much because I'm still like minor staff, right?
うんうん
So I decided instead of using the Ohkanda Haruka,
うん
I decided to take the Haruka bit
うん
and just use the Riki part,
うん
and then it
うん
would be the Riki, and that was only 5 characters, and so the aesthetic of it looks nice. And
Yeah,
I care
yeah.
about it.
うん
So
うん
why are you caring about that? Well, because I'm weird, but I do care about things like that.
And I only like also ask because Riki is also 日本語の名前でもあるから漢字の力で。だから I thought you kind of like gave yourself a Japanese name. Then that's why I was very curious about your name. Ohkanda Riki is like the 名前の響きだとなんかすっごいめちゃくちゃいいとこのなんか由緒正しいなんか日本の伝統芸能とか守ってるような家庭の名前の感じが。But you said your mother-in-law was geisha, so maybe
Yes.
there's like a history to it. But the name is just sounding so epic. I can't believe that's your real name.
It's the name comes from Taira no Somake. It was from it's from Fukushima in the northeast side.
はいはい。
But during the I think it was during the Boshin Senso, then the family had to move out of the Fukushima area for reasons. Go into history and all that if you were interested in that. But after that, they relocated over to Tokyo, and where Edo, which became Edo, Tokyo. And so the family is connected to Kanda Myojin in downtown. It's a shrine which is in downtown Edo. And so, yeah, there is a connection there. His family was officially samurai. So, as a result, so for example, during World War II, his grandfather was Kunaicho.
はいはい。
He was a young
my
kid, of course. He was only, what, 20 years old or something, but it was his job to follow around the emperor every day. He didn't go to war, per se. He just stood there in the corner, just making sure no one bad came in, right? So that was a result of what happened during the Boshin War because they lost. So the grandchild, it would be the son of the people who lost, instead of just kind of chopping off his head, they essentially took him in as it sounds weird in English, but is a hitojichi.
はいはいはい。
So he was born in, he was raised in the imperial palace.
Yes.
And he was raised to become a guard of the imperial. That's just the way it worked back then. So
Yeah.
so that anyone who's still living relative of the ones who lost isn't going to come in and do the adauji thing and cause trouble.
Yes. Oh my God, your families come from that? That's crazy. You come really from history. Wow.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to interrupt. We're going to restart. No. I just I don't want to interrupt, but we need to restart the stream real quick because we're having some technical issues. So
Okay.
yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Oh, wow. I was not expecting to hear that answer. How fun.